A small change to the rockwork has completely changed how this tank looks. I've opened up the sand bed, added a stunning new coral, and finally given the fish a few more places to swim through. There have also been some really positive developments with the copper band and the hammer coral, although sadly, it hasn't all been good news. Welcome back, I'm Reefer Ad, and today we've got a quick update on the Red Sea Reefer 200G3. I've made a few changes since the last video, including a small rescape, a new coral addition, and a couple of other updates from around the tank. Nothing too dramatic, but sometimes it's the smaller changes that make the biggest difference. The main change has been a small adjustment to the rockwork. I removed one of the larger rocks from the bottom left corner of the tank. It had been bothering me for a while because the Aquascape was starting to look a little bit like a wall of rock. Removing that one piece has opened everything up much more than I expected. The Aquascape now feels more cave-like, with more gaps, overhangs and little roots for the fish to swim through. It also created a lot more usable space on the sand bed, which gave me the perfect excuse to add something new. Not that reef keepers usually need much of an excuse. The newly opened section of sand bed has become home to this Indo Elegance coral. I picked it up during a recent visit to V&W Corals, and it immediately stood out to me. It is a genuinely stunning coral, with loads of movement and a really striking appearance when it is fully opened. Elegance corals have always had that classic reef tank look. They can become a real centerpiece, especially when they have enough room around them to expand properly. This new area of the sand bed feels like the ideal position for it. It has space to open without touching anything else, while still sitting in a prominent part of the display. It is still a relatively new addition, but so far it appears to be settling in well, and I'm really enjoying looking after it. Unfortunately, there has also been some sad news since the last update. The cleaner shrimp passed away following what appeared to be a failed molt. It came to this tank from a reef that had been running for around 14 years, although I don't know exactly how old the shrimp itself was. There were no obvious warning signs beforehand, and everything else in the tank appeared normal. It seems most likely that age, combined with the stress of molting, simply caught up with it. It was a fantastic little character in the tank and will definitely be missed. On a more positive note, the large holographic hammer coral is continuing to do really well. In the last video, I mentioned that it had started producing new heads from around the base. Those new heads are now coming on nicely and are becoming much more noticeable. The copper band butterfly fish has also settled in extremely well. As expected, it has eaten the feather duster. That was always a possibility when adding a copper band, so I can't really pretend to be shocked. More impressively, the copper band has completely eradicated the visible Aiptasia from the tank. There were several Aiptasia appearing around the rockwork before the copper band was introduced, including some that were difficult to reach directly. They have now all disappeared. Obviously, there is never a guarantee that every copper band will eat Aiptasia, but this one clearly developed a taste for them, and I'm extremely pleased with the result. The toxic green Kenya trees you saw settling in the last episode have now all been placed around the reworked section of rockwork. They seem to be enjoying their new positions and are really starting to puff up. They add a great amount of movement to the tank, especially when the flow catches them and they begin gently swaying. Overall, I'm extremely happy with how the reef is progressing. The small rescape has made the display feel far more open. The new Elegance coral gives the sand bed a real focal point, and the existing corals are continuing to settle and grow. The copper band has been a fantastic addition, both as a beautiful centerpiece fish and, thankfully, as an effective answer to the Aiptasia problem. There will always be occasional setbacks, and losing the cleaner shrimp was genuinely sad, but the tank as a whole is moving in a really positive direction. I hope you're enjoying following these updates and watching the reef develop alongside me. Before I finish, if you're based in Hull or the surrounding area, we've recently started a new group for local marine aquarium keepers. The idea is to create a friendly local community where people can share their tanks, ask questions, exchange advice, and generally connect with other reef keepers nearby. I'll leave the details in the description, so feel free to come and join us. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new Aquascape and the Indo Elegance coral. Do you prefer the more open, cave-style layout, or did you like the heavier rockwork before? If you've enjoyed the update, please give the video a like and subscribe to follow the Red Sea Reefer 200G3 as it continues to grow. Thanks for watching. I'm Reefer Ad, and I'll catch you in the next update.